I'm Rin,
And I'm Katya.
and we're the Commonwealth Center for Holistic Herbalism here in Boston. And today is Independence Day.
When we when we think about independence as a concept, I think that there is the tendency to think about individual needs ahead of others. But we like to think instead about interdependence. And that leads us to recognize that we need to thrive as a whole community with no one left behind.
Kind of like what we have going on here in our little side yard garden. So here we've got some knotweed and some Solomon seal, and there's lemon balm under here, and some tiny evening primrose just starting to come up. And they're all growing right interweaved right next to each other, all close together, not in these sort of like very tendered and manicured, separated little pits, like one plant here and then a bunch of mulch, and then one plant here and a bunch of mulch, which you see a little bit more often.
People might think that our garden is a little weedy or untidy, but actually it's a lot healthier this way. All these plants are connected both under the ground via their root systems, which overlap with each other, and also above the ground, their aerial parts overlap too. And there's been a lot of science lately studying the ways that plants communicate with each other, and this overlapping community actually is a thriving place for interspecies communication.
Yeah, so whether that's happening at the level of the mycorrhizal network under the soil, where we've got the fungal mycelial threads passing information and chemicals and electricity between different species, between different plant networks, whether that's happening in the pheromones or the smells that the plants put off, that's a form of communication for them, or whether it's just the community of having different types of light coming down from a tree above, and the sort of like mid-range story to the small little plants that grow underneath. All of these different ways of relating to each other and providing space for each other are really important if everyone's going to thrive and be their healthiest.
And it's not just about plants with plants. Our cat Tangle loves most of all to come outside and lay right here underneath the Solomon seal. And she's getting older, and Solomon seal is one of the plants that's really, really effective for arthritis. And so I wonder if a little bit that she's seeking out that cool, shady spot where she can be with a plant who knows how to keep joints healthy.
Yeah, I like that idea. If we can look at a dog and we can understand when he's happy, if we can look at a plant and understand when it's asking to be watered, then we can start to engage in this kind of interspecies communication too.
And surely if we can do all that, we can start to find ways to understand one another in our human communities so that we really can make sure that we all can thrive together.
Because we're stronger together. So we encourage you on this Independence Day to think about your interdependence with other people, to get out there and to cultivate relationships with plants, with animals, with other people, especially those that you might not usually talk to, and celebrate your interdependence with us. See you next time.